2 capital G here. Got a little tidbit of news and information for you guys to check out in this video, and maybe a little bit of Banlist speculation. You guys know that our next FNL list for the TCG could potentially be right around the corner. I mean, Konami could drop it this week for all we know, or they could even wait until after the World Championship. But with the full spoiler of OTS Tournament Pack 11, I feel like there are definitely some potential hints here as to what could be on our next FNL list. A couple of cards were printed in here that make me think, whoa, well, maybe that card's not getting hit, etc., etc. I'll get into that briefly, but yes, we are going to cover the OTS Tournament Pack 11 spoiler. This information, oddly enough, is brought to us by Konami themselves. You guys can see I'm on the official Yu-Gi-Oh card database, and it's interesting now because it's almost like Konami is trying to beat the leakers. You guys know for years and years, generally we've gotten sets leaked by, you know, people who just get the product early, posted on Facebook and various social media websites. And it's interesting because with Battles of Legends, Konami posted like the full set on the card database weeks before the set was actually released, and they just kind of got the information out there before the leakers. So I don't know, maybe this is how they're going to do things moving forward. Maybe they finally caught on that the sets end up getting leaked by you know, people who open it up early regardless, so they're just like, we're just gonna reveal the sets. But anyways, let's go ahead and look at the ultimate rare. So for starters, we have an ultimate rare copy of Dengirsu. This makes a lot of sense. We have Galatea printed as an ultimate rare in one of the previous OTS packs, so continuing on with the Orcust support makes sense. If I'm not mistaken, this is the most expensive card in Dark Neostorm, and even it's not even just Orcust players that use this card. Often you'll see people who play things like Mind Control or Crackdown. They'll actually run one copy of like Dengirsu in their extra deck in case they take their opponent's like Orcust, Link Monster. You take your opponent's Galatea, you just overlay into your copy of Dengirsu, get rid of a card on their field and have protection. Excellent card, worthy of an ultimate. We have Sky Striker, Ace Kaina, and at this point, Sky Striker is being printed in the OTS as ultimates. I feel like this is just becoming a meme at this point, because I did say in my breakdown of the last OTS pack, or whichever one had Hayate in it, I was like, well, I'm pretty sure that Kaina is going to be in the next one. I mean, where does Konami go from here? Do they just give us ultimate rare Ray? I guess I'll just go on the record and say ultimate rare Ray confirmed in OTS Tournament Pack 12. I'll just get ahead of this because it doesn't appear Konami is going to give us a light or a dark attribute Sky Striker Link Monster, at least not right now. So I guess the next logical step forward would be ultimate Ray, and then maybe then they'll go for the light and dark ones. We have an ultimate rare copy of Pot of Desires. This one's a little weird. I mean, Pot of Desires still obviously a very strong card if you don't really care about the long game of your deck with like pendulums and stuff like that. Still a super good card. I do feel like a lot of decks that used to play Desires in the past have switched to Extravagance, but yeah, this card is still definitely good, and now it's getting ultimate rare printing. Fortune Lady Light, this one makes perfect sense. This is an old card from the 5Ds era. I'm gonna say off the top of my head that Fortune Ladies probably came out, and I'm gonna go with Stardust Overdrive. That's my guess. Yeah, Fortune Lady Light is the one that summons Fortune Ladies from your deck, and usually you want to summon Fortune Lady Water because it has a built-in pot of green, not a hard once per turn. With the support Fortune Ladies are getting in Rising Rampage, it just makes sense to reprint a couple of them in higher rarity because these cards, you know, again, they were from like the 5Ds era. We also have Subterror Nemesis Archer. This is an excellent pick. If it wasn't going, well, if Guru had not been printed in Battles of Legends, I feel like Guru would have been up for one of these rarity upgrades, but this is a solid pick. I still see Guru Control as a legitimate tier 2 deck, still very capable of topping like regionals and stuff like that, so the Guru players will definitely like that. We've got Altergeist Conqueror. Okay, I'm definitely feeling that. When Altergeist were released in Circuit Break, so many of their cards were hollow, basically like almost every good card. I mean, they had 3 ultras right out the gate in Miluseek, Marionetter, and Hextia, not Hextia, excuse me, Prime Banshee, and then in the follow-up sets like Extreme Force, they had a couple of supers, and then multi-figure was an ultra. So Conqueri was like that one card that kind of looked weird because it was like one of their best monsters, but it was just a common, and yeah, it looked a little funny. But getting it as a super rare should be excellent. This is not going to be a card that's expensive in any capacity because it is a one of an ultra, guys. We also have a couple of man, these are ones that could be problematic. I'm just gonna go on the record and say, if this is Konami saying that we're not gonna hit Orcust, we gonna have some fucking problems next format, because Orcust Harp Horror and Orcust Nightmare, which that card was just released. So we have what, Soul Fusion and Savage Strike, if I'm not mistaken. Back-to-back booster sets, 2 strong Orcust monsters, and yeah, I'm really hoping that, like, even if Konami didn't ban Orcust, or excuse me, I keep saying Orcust Nightmare, even if Konami did not ban Nightmare Mermaid as they did in the OCG, and they just banned Rusty Bardiche, I'd be okay with that. But I really hope this is not their way of saying, like, yo, we ain't hitting Orcust at all, because I think everyone's just sick of Orcust being splashed into everything, and these are the 2 cards that go into like everything from Mermail to ABC to apparently now even Swap Frog is a full Orcust combo. You just normal summon Swap Frog, you dump like a Rodent Toad into the graveyard, you go for Salamangreat, Almirage, then you summon your Rodent Toad back from the grave, and boom, you have your 2 monsters. So yeah, if even freaking Swap Frog is a normal summon for Orcust combo, we seriously have to stop Orcust. Please, Konami, do not let this be you saying that we ain't hitting Orcust. Just ban Rusty Bardiche. I'll be fine with that if you're not going to hit Mermaid. But yeah, we have Aloof Lapine as a super rare. This one to me is the first super rare that completely misses the mark. This card just like, no, Thunder Dragons didn't play it. Like there was like one hot second after I think Brilliant Fusion got like limited to 1 where people were like, oh, we don't got Brilliant Fusion no more, we don't have Fairy Tale Snow, like maybe we should play Aloof Lapine, and then players quickly were like, nope, let's just play better cards. So I mean, I've seen the card be like experimented with in Metaverse, but this is not something Thunder Dragon players are going to use unless you like ban all the danger cards. I realistically can't see them running this card anytime soon. It's a good card, it's just, it's kind of slow, and they have better options. We also have Salamangreat Violent Chimera. I've been on the record before, they kind of fucked up the rarities in Savage Strike a lot, to be honest. Considering Salamangreats are an anime archetype because Takaru Soulburner plays them, I feel like there's no way that Sunlight Wolf and Violet Chimera should have both been like rares. I don't understand that at all. I mean, you can make an argument that Sunlight Wolf should have been a secret rare, but I feel like these cards should have at least both been ultra rares, and I think Konami realized their mistake. I don't think that they like played Salamangreats in the TCG to like realize how good it was, but realistically, Sunlight Wolf and Violet Chimera should have both been ultras from Savage Strike, especially considering that they didn't get any hollows in Soul Fusion. Like they should have been ultra rares, and I think Fusion of Fire should have been a super rare. We have Future's Fortune, more Fortune Lady support. Okay, just makes sense. I don't really need to cover it again. If you're playing Fortune Ladies, you are playing this card because it's just an excellent draw for the archetype. There's so many good draw cards for Fortune Ladies because keep in mind you can play Spellbook of Knowledge because, you know, they're spellcaster. Now this is one that made me pause just as much as the Orcust cards. Metaverse being printed as a super rare. The reason that it made me pause is we know that Metaverse just got put the 1 in the OCG, and it would just be a little suspicious for Konami to reprint the card from the OTS pack and then on the very next FNL list like limited. Like that would just be bizarre. I don't think that Konami would do that. I mean, you can't really put anything past them, but to me that's just bizarre. Like maybe this is going to be Konami going in a different route. Maybe they're going to limit Mystic Mine to 1, but in the OCG You guys know that they put mine at 2 and they put Metaverse at 1. So maybe Konami's not going to hit Metaverse in the TCG, which would kind of make me believe that they're going to go after mine directly. Maybe they're just going to put mine straight at 1. Hitting Metaverse definitely hurts other decks outside of just like Mystic Mine, because there are decks like Psyframes and others that do play copies of Metaverse. But I kind of feel like Metaverse is not going to get hit just because of this reprint. I don't think it would make any sense to limit this card to limit it if you had, just kind of reprinted it. But Konami does bizarre things all the time. We've got Cyber Dragon as a common reprint. Boot Up Soldier, Dread Dynamo. Okay, real talk. I don't know what this card. I don't even know what this card does. It's very weird, or it's very rare that I'll run into a card that I have no idea what it is. But yeah, I have no idea what this is. We have a couple more Fortune Ladies, Fire and Water. Again, Fortune Ladies, Rising Rampage. A bunch of support. Makes sense for Konami to get a bunch of Fortune Lady cards out there. Hell, they're reprinting all the Fortune Lady stuff. Look at this, Future Visions as well. This is their field spell, right? The one that like banishes monsters that are like normal. So this card is so fucking annoying. If you have this on the field against like Salamangreat, it's so annoying for them, because whatever, unless it's like, I guess, Flame Buffalo, that they normal summon like Foxy and then it just gets banished and their turn basically just ends. Limiter Removal also getting a reprint. We have Morea Green, True Draco Heritage. I don't really get this. If I'm not mistaken, they've already rarity upgraded this. I guess they just felt like, giving it another printing. I know it's out of Maximum Crisis. And then we also have Stronghold, the Moving Fortress. I believe just a couple more cards. All Out Attack, Synchro Material, Icebond. Is this the card with with the freaking God, I can't remember the damn lizard from the storyline with Marauding Captain, but I think they're on ice skates or something like that. And then we also have True King's Return. Why the True Draco? Why so many True Draco cards in here? I mean, they're surely not foreshadowing like Masterpiece coming back. I'm not even gonna like recklessly speculate on that, because that would be reckless, and I don't want people saying Cap G said that Masterpiece was coming back confirmed. But I do think it is suspicious, the Metaverse inclusion in here, and then also like the Orcust cards. Obviously Metaverse probably could have been printed as like a higher rarity than just a common, I believe it is. But I think this is interesting, and I want to know what you guys think. Do you guys think that this set is good? And more importantly, do you guys think that like these Orcust printings and Metaverse, do you guys think that this has ban list implications? Whatever you guys believe or think, leave it in the comment section below. Let me know. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on that notification bell for daily videos.